going to do a little introduction just because I feel like I should.
Yeah, it should be more than a little.
I also feel like you should.
I need to know what the fuck we're doing.
All right. Hello. My name is Matt, and I will be your GM. We are playing a Call of Cthulhu / Delta Green / Weird West role-playing game that's set in the Old West. We are making this up as we go, so we will make plenty of mistakes, but hopefully that will be part of the fun. Jay,
Yes.
could you say hello and just tell us the character's name that you'll be playing today?
I will be playing Caleb Ironside.
Okay, and my question for you is, who the hell do you think you are?
Well, should I give you a description?
No, not yet.
Okay.
I just wanted to say that to you.
Awesome.
Our other player tonight is Shawn. Shawn, please say hello and tell us your character's name.
My character's name is Tanner Cole. That is all for now.
And my question for you is, what gives you the right?
That's a good question. I'll have to think about that one.
Perfect. Okay. We begin our story on the rugged frontier of the Old West. The year is 1869. Ulysses Grant has just replaced Andrew Johnson as president. The Cincinnati Red Stockings have just become the first professional baseball team. The strife and conflict of the Civil War just 4 years past has subsided, but the still untamed Wild West remains a bastion of danger and glory. Our current scene is a brown and tan desert landscape filled with rugged plateaus and tall cacti. A rolling tumbleweed or a darting lizard are the only movement in the shimmering haze of the morning heat, and the only noise is the alien scream of some bird of prey from somewhere too high to see. We zoom in to the dusty crossroads just outside the frontier town of Luckenbach. A lone man waits for the stagecoach on the corner, next to a signpost pointing a crooked arrow to the south. Painted in messy blood-red letters is the name Whiskey Ridge. Jay,
Yes,
what
sir.
does this man standing at the crossroads look like?
Well, at 28 years old, Caleb Ironside was a vision of contradictions. His youthful face, smooth and unblemished beneath his Stetson hat, held an intensity that spoke of experience beyond his years. His eyes, the color of a stormy sky, held a sharp intelligence that missed nothing. His physique, honed by years of hard work and an occasional brawl, was both lean and powerful, evident in the way his tailored gun holster clung to his hip. His attire, a stark contrast to the dust-caked townsfolk, was a deliberate statement. A crisp white shirt, pressed to perfection, peeked out from under a well-worn waistcoat of brown leather. His dark trousers hung straight and clean, polished boots completing the picture of a man who, despite the harsh realities of the West, refused to surrender to its grime. He was a walking paradox, a gunslinger with the air of a gentleman, a testament to the unexpected beauty that could bloom even in the roughest of landscapes.
Damn! Nice work. Okay, so after what seems an eternity in the morning heat, a stagecoach tops the rise to the north in a cloud of dust. The snorting of the horses and the clattering of the approaching coach form a rhythmic music that is almost hypnotic, until the spell is broken by the gritty cloud of sand that billows into your face as the stagecoach grinds to a halt next to you. The man holding the reins spits out a dark spout of tobacco and offers you a broad, toothless grin through a wild mass of unkempt hair and beard. "You're headed to Whiskey Ridge?"
Yes, sir. You headed that way?
"You damn right." And Jay, can you describe this fellow?
This toothless, grinning man has a very lush beard of gray and silver. He has a miner's hat, a red and black lumberjack shirt with some lovely green overalls. He's surprisingly youthful for his elderly bearded appearance. His skin is tight and less wrinkled than I would expect. But he does have some tobacco dripping down his beard. And he smells awful.
My name's Jasper Jessup. Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you, Jasper.
They also call me Young Tatskin.
Young Tadskin?
Tatskin.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. You have tight skin.
On account of my skin being real tight.
Yeah, genetics?
I don't know what it is. It's weird.
Do you use any kind of serums?
I do rub myself in maple syrup sometimes.
Well, it's working, friend.
Thank you, thank you. Well, this here stagecoach is going on to Whiskey Ridge. Is that where you want to go?
Yes, sir. I am armed. May I bring my guns?
Oh, hell, we all armed out to here.
Okay.
Well, that'll be 1 gold piece.
1 gold. I'll give you half a gold.
Well, for you, it'll be 2 gold.
All right, 1 it is. Let's do this.
I like the way you bargain. Well, climb on board.
All righty, thank you.
You might wanna sit you down before the pig men get you down.
All righty.
That's just something I say.
I like that.
And then you open the door to the coach, and inside you see 2 passengers. In the far corner is a well-dressed man in his 30s with an impressive mustache. He's snoring loudly. He is dressed like he's in the service industry, and he's slouched into an uncomfortable position, but is sleeping obliviously. He's apparently drunk. Across from him is a woman in her late 20s with short hair and a flat-topped gambler hat. She's holding a half-empty bottle of whiskey in one hand and what appears to be a leather medical bag in her lap. It clinks loudly as she shifts in her seat. Where would you like to sit?
Good morning, ma'am. Is that gentleman... Is his health okay? Will he be vomiting during this ride, do you think?
Oh, I can't say that, sir, but,
Well, would you mind if I sat on the bench near you?
Oh, yes, there's plenty of room here. Come on in.
All righty.
Bless your heart.
Thank you.
He sits uncomfortably close to her.
Always loved a bench seat.
My name is Prudence Hayes. What's yours?
My name is Caleb Ironside.
Well, nice to meet you, Caleb. That's a God's name.
The pleasure's mine, Prudence.
Oh, that over there is Mr. Buck McCabe. He runs a saloon in Whiskey Ridge.
How are you, Buck?
He doesn't answer.
He does not seem well, ma'am.
Oh, he'll be all right. He'll just sleep it off.
Is he the town drunkard?
Oh, no, not at all. He's usually quite a stand-up man. He goes to, there's just once a year he goes to Lukenbach and kind of lets it all hang out.
Oh, all right.
He'll be all right.
As long as he's lawful, he'll stay on my good side.
Oh, you a lawman?
I've been called in to help out with some problems down there in Whiskey Ridge. Some missing town folk.
Oh, yeah. I've heard about that.
Yeah, what have you heard?
Oh, well, plenty. I mean, my mother told me not to gossip, but,
Well, ma'am, I am the law, so it's not really gossip. It's more just information.
Well, there's 4 people have gone missing recently.
Mm-hmm.
The old tailor, Abner Benny. The lady of the night, Muriel Seeley. The gunsmith's wife, Jane Baxter. And then young Jenny Jepson. Though I think she might have just run off with a boy. To repeat those, she said the tailor, whose name is Abner Benny.
Oh, I thought the name was Taylor Abanani.
No. Abanani.
Abanana.
Then the second one was Muriel Seeley, who is a lady of the night.
Yep.
Jane Baxter, who is the gunsmith's wife. And young Jenny Jepson.
I thought you said Jetson.
Judy Jetson. Okay, so yeah, while you're talking, the stagecoach has started up, and Jasper cracks his reins, and the stagecoach lurches forward on its way towards Whiskey Ridge. And as you guys start talking, Jay, give me a perception check. Although I don't know if that actually exists in this game. Observation. So we are rolling D100s, and you're supposed to score lower than the person's score.
Price is Right rules are in effect.
Looks like Caleb has a 40. So he needs to roll under a 40 to be successful.
Ooh, noisy.
Okay, so Caleb has rolled a 19, which is a success on the 40. So what you notice is that back towards Lukenbach, you see a man come running down the road towards the stagecoach. He is carrying a long rifle at his side, but he appears unthreatening, and he's kind of clumsily waving his arm about and shouting. Do you do anything?
Driver, there appears to be a man trying to get on board.
What's that? What's that down there?
There's a fella. I think he'd like to catch a ride.
Oh, all right, we got time. And he pulls the stagecoach to a stop. And Shawn, what does the man approaching the carriage look like?
All right, so the man approaching the carriage is Tanner Cole. And he bears the past marks of his old life and the harsh realities of the frontier life. Standing tall with a weathered face, his rugged features tell tales of battles fought and hardships endured. His most notable feature, however, is a missing portion of his right ear. Despite his efforts to conceal it beneath the shadow of a broad-brimmed hat, he carries a lingering self-consciousness about that physical scar. His attire reflects both practicality and tradition, a sturdy leather gun belt secured around his waist with a well-worn revolver holstered at his hip, ready for any confrontation that may arise in the wild expanses of the West. Additionally, slung over his shoulder is a lever-action rifle, weathered and well-used, primarily employed for shooting coyotes, a common nuisance on the frontier. Tanner's steely blue eyes betray a depth of experience and resilience, reflecting both hardships that he has faced and the determination that drives him forward. That is Tanner Cole.
So you open up the door, you see the same thing. You see this drunk guy passed out on the right, and you see Prudence and Caleb. As you open the door, Prudence says, "Oh, bless my heart, another one. Well, come on in, sugar."
Tanner's like, "Oh, all right. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you." He looks in and he looks over at Buck, and he kind of gets like a, not concerned, but just like a son of a bitch kind of look on his face. And he looks over at Caleb. He's like, Did you want to sit over here?"
No, I'm okay here. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, right. And Caleb sits down, and he looks over, and announces himself. He's like, "Howdy, y'all. I'm Tanner Cole. Nice to meet you."
Good to meet you, Tanner. I'm Caleb.
Caleb?
I'm Prudence Hayes.
Prudence? He looks over at Buck. He's like, "I'm Tanner Cole."
He don't speak much. But he ain't vomited yet.
He reaches over and he puts his hand on the guy's chin and he's like, "My name's Buck." Just kidding. He doesn't do that.
Some drool drops onto your fingers.
Ugh, gross.
The carriage ride is bumpy and somewhat uncomfortable, but it's better than being on a horse. You bounce along for a little while, and the conversation kind of dips back to what Caleb and Prudence were talking about, the disappearances.
Before you guys started talking about that, Tanner kind of takes his hat off and leans back and kind of puts it over his head like he's real tired. So he's just gonna like doze off for a little bit.
Okay. So essentially, Prudence, she's told you about those 4 disappearances, but then she kind of goes on. She says, "Oh, Caleb, you said you were with the law. Tanner, are you the new tailor?"
He kind of like acts like he's startled. He's like, "Oh no, pardon me, no. I'm just a cowhand. I'm coming out here. I'm looking for a rancher, Jackson Boone. You know where I might find him?"
"Oh, sure, yeah. He works down on Boone's farm."
Oh, sweet. Yeah, that's great. That's
you better watch out, though. The Boones and the Dawsons, they've been feuding lately. If you were to run into some of the Dawsons boys and tell them that you were going to Boone's farm, they might not treat you so kindly.
What happened?
The Boones and the Dawsons, they both blame each other for stealing each other's cattle, but frankly, we don't know how it started. One of them must have stole from the other, but we don't know which one did it first, and now it's just been going on for so long, no one even remembers how it started.
Anybody get hurt in all this?
You know, they have dust-ups in town sometimes, for sure. No one's gotten killed, although, you know, there have been disappearances in town, and some of those cowboys have gone missing too. But with ranch hands, it's hard to tell. You know, they just up and leave, and you never see them again. You don't know if they disappeared. You don't know if they just moved on to some other town.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, you go down to Boone's farm. Jackson will set you up. He's a kindly old man, at least towards people who aren't Dawsons.
Where are you coming from, Tanner?
I'm coming from out east, down in Ohio. I was in the Civil War.
Yeah, which side you fight for?
I'm from Ohio, so I fought for the North.
All right, then. We should be okay.
How about yourself there, Caleb?
I come up from Dodge. I was law down there, working with Bat Masterson.
Would you say that you do things law way?
That's the only way I roll, son.
All right. To be clear, I'm 5 years older than you.
All right. You
So,
you abide by the law?
Well, yeah, of course, yes. I am I'm post-military. I do nothing but abide by the law.
All righty.
Prudence says, "Oh, you work with Bat Masterson?"
Yes, ma'am. He was my mentor.
"Oh, what's he like? I heard he's sweet on the ladies."
He is that. He is the real deal. He is a man of the law and a man of God.
Wow.
And a man to all the ladies. Me, myself, I'm married, so I'm a man to only one lady. Would you like to see a picture of her?
Oh, I sure would.
I'm always happy to oblige showing a picture of my pretty wife. Probably my third best possession after my 2 6-shooters.
And Tanner notices that, and Prudence noticed that when he pulls out the photo, he's actually pulling out a book, and he takes the photo out. It was like a bookmark in the book, and he pulls out and shows you this photo. And I will let Shawn describe the photo.
Oh, hell yeah.
Careful, son.
Oh, jeez. I'm awful sorry, Caleb, but I just didn't expect to see that.
I get that reaction
All right.
sometimes. It's okay.
Yeah. Oh, all right. So what we're seeing here is would you call that a flapper girl? Is that how that would be described?
Well, she does vaudeville.
Is that like pre-flapper? Vaudeville?
Yeah, she's a burlesque dancer. She was, and then, she got right with God and me.
She's got a little side top hat coming off the top of her head. She is standing upright with her waist leaning forward with her buttocks
Careful, son.
outwards.
This is a PG show, Shawn.
Look, the narrator asked me to describe what I'm seeing. I'm just describing what I'm seeing.
All right.
She's got some velvet skirt, maybe, or pants, followed by some other lacy half garments around her lower buttock and down to her legs. She has a half shirt, very frilly in appearance, and she's wearing what are those, bouquets? It's not a bouquet. What is it?
Corsage.
Corset? Is it a corsage or a corset? It's a corset on both wrists, and she's looking back towards the camera down into the ground. And then there is a little engraving on the picture.
It says, "Don't you dare! I'm watching. Love, Babs."
Oh, it does. All right, so that's what we see.
You spent a lot of time describing her undergarments.
There were several.
I'm going to allow that this once, but next time you refer to Babs' buttocks, you might be on the business end of one of my pistols.
Understood.
Now the stagecoach is still moving along, but all of a sudden you see Jasper's head poke over the side at the window, and he's like, "Oh, excuse me, Tanner Cole. I didn't get the gold piece from you."
Oh yeah. I'll get you when we get done.
Don't you get me now, or I'll throw you the hell off of this thing.
All right, you grumpy old bastard. Tanner approaches, and he kind of tries to get past Caleb a little bit and hand the gold piece up to Jasper, and he gives him the stink eye as he does so. There you go, you old coat.
Well, thank you kindly. You might want to sit you down before the pig men get you down.
All right.
That's just something I say. And the stagecoach has totally gone off the road while he was talking to you, and he's has to get the horses back on track. So Prudence looks over at Caleb and says, "Oh, you reading, man?"
Well, you could say that. This novel was actually written about me.
What? You don't say.
Yeah, ma'am. I've had some adventures in this life. I ain't old, but I've had adventures of an old man.
The Pale Rider. This is about you? You're the Pale Rider?
Yes, ma'am. Would you like to read it? I've got a couple extra copies.
Would I? I'd like to, but I can't read.
Well, you can look at the pictures.
Yeah, they'll be nice.
I'll even write.
I'm just kidding you. I can read.
I'll sign a copy for you. Maybe you could show it to all your friends. And you tell them
Oh,
any information they got on those missing folk, I'm the man they want to talk to. The real deal.
At this point in time, Tanner, jumps in. He's like, "Hey, Caleb, can I get one of those books too?"
Absolutely. Yeah, bring it down to that Jackson Boone farm. Maybe they know something. I'm after those missing people.
Caleb hands the book over to Tanner, and Tanner opens it up, and he kind of flicks through a couple of pages, and he finds one page, and he kind of rubs his fingers on the page, and he gets kind of a thought, and he nods to himself yeah, this'll do, and then he puts the book in his satchel.
You ain't gonna burn that, are you?
It's obvious that he's not interested in reading the book. He just don't know what he's gonna do with it yet.
I hope you enjoy that, Tanner.
Oh, I surely will.
Prudence goes on. Her rumors are getting kind of further and further out. She says, there's been talk in town of people seeing animals at night glowing with a green light, just lurking on the outside of town. Whisper Caldwell, he swears he even saw a glowing man out there one night. I don't have much use for those kind of rumors, though.
It seems a little far-fetched.
Yeah, but people in town, they'll talk. They'll find something to talk about. Now, if you want my advice, you'll check out Slade Blackburn over at the hardware store. He's a pervert. I caught him outside my house the other night. He said he was out there just looking at the graveyard, but I don't think he was. I think he was peering in my windows.
Sorry, man, what was his name
You live by
again?
the graveyard?
I do, but I don't know what cause he had to be out there roaming around at night. His name's Slade Blackburn. He runs the hardware store in town. That would be my first suspect, I tell you.
Tanner was about to say something, and then he just clammed up real quick and just kind of pretended like he wasn't paying any attention.
Cat got your tongue, Tanner?
It seems like there's an awful lot of bad things going on in this town. I'm a little nervous that I just got here, and I'm hearing about eye-glowing people, perverts, animals I can understand.
I haven't even told you the worst one yet.
There's a worse one?
Yeah, Jasper up there, he keeps talking about the pig man. The craziest rumors is a group of pig men walking around, hunting down people, helpless victims, and then they eat them. But I don't put too much stock in that one either. I think that's just crazy talk. I tell you, Whiskey Ridge is a nice town. I'm giving you the wrong impression. The people there are nice. You'll get along fine. I'm glad to have two upstanding members of society like yourself moving in.
Tanner looks over at the guy on the right, and he kind of points over to him, this guy too?
Oh yeah, but Buck McCabe's he's a stand-up man too. He just on occasion he'll let himself go a little bit. You'll see when he wakes up. I would think he's been out for a while now. I'd think he'd probably wake up at some point on this ride.
Yeah, all right.
Now that's a mighty fine long arm you got there, Tanner. What is that thing?
Oh, yeah, thank you. That's, So Tanner's like, yeah, this is my my lever action Winchester 308. It's a handy rifle. I like to keep it close by my side.
What about you, Caleb? We got any fancy weapons?
He peels back his jacket a little bit to reveal his 2 sidearms. So on each hip, nestled in their respective holsters, resides a pair of 6-shooters that mirrored Caleb's own duality. They're Colt Peacemakers, the iconic single-action revolvers revered for their reliability and firepower. Unlike the typical guns worn by frontier denizens, however, these were not simply tools. They were meticulously maintained, the blued steel gleaming in the sun with an almost unreal perfection. Engraved across the ivory grips in a font that spoke of elegance rather than violence were the names Cain and Abel. It was a curious choice, one that hinted at the complexities that lay beneath Caleb's handsome exterior. Were they a reminder of the potential for both good and evil that resided within every man, even a lawman? Or perhaps a personal reflection on the burden of responsibility that came with wielding such power? Whatever the... fuck. Hold on. We're going to go back a couple.
I'd like to think that he's actually saying this all out loud.
Talking about himself in the third person.
We can redo this however we need to, but this is pretty good shit. So I'm going to start from that last sentence again.
Okay.
Were they a reminder of the potential for both good and evil that resided within every man, even a lawman? Or perhaps a personal reflection on the burden of responsibility that came with wielding such power in a land where lines between right and wrong were often blurred? Whatever the reasons, the names, etched in pristine white against the polished ivory, served as a constant, silent conversation partner for Caleb Ironside, the man who walked the fine line between gunslinger and gentleman.
Nice.
This guy fucks.
Prudence is clearly very impressed. She's like, wow. I shouldn't even ask this.
You want to touch it?
Would you maybe give me a demonstration?
Absolutely.
Tanner, you too?
Oh yeah, sure thing.
And she knocks on the wall. Jasper, can you stop somewhere for a brief pause? All right, yeah, it ain't too much further to Whiskey Ridge. After we see the river. And you realize that Jasper is leaning over, looking through the window again, and the stagecoach has gone off the road again, and he has to pull it back on the horses.
You're right up there, Jasper.
Yes, surely am. But get back in there. You might want to sit you down before the pig men get you down.
That one was way too close, Jasper. Way too close.
Sorry about that.
I didn't pay you that gold piece for nothing.
Pulling you to a new map, and you guys kind of pile out of the stagecoach, and I've given you some things to shoot at.
A couple of bald eagles.
Some scorpions.
You can kind of do whatever you want. I think she's looking to be impressed, I guess. So it's up to you what you want to do.
Tanner, you like to go first?
So for the listening audience, there are essentially some vultures flying about. There are some fish in the creek. There are some scorpions, and there's a squirrel right here if you can't see the squirrel. Oh, there's another squirrel over here.
Okay. Tanner's like, oh yeah, sure, I'll go first. He is going to use his scoped rifle.
Let me know what you're shooting at.
He's going to shoot at the... give me a distance on the nearest vulture. And then the second and then, like, how far away is the actual second vulture?
Okay, so with a scoped rifle, you actually have a 10% disadvantage in the first 6 squares.
Cool. That makes sense.
Then the range beyond that is 60 squares.
Okay, the furthest one is only like 17 away from me, so...
Yeah.
Tanner, he's not going to come right out of the gate, like, trying to hit the furthest away target. I was asking that to see, like, just how far away everything was and if I was going to take penalties, which helped me kind of get to this decision. So he's like, you know, he's just met these people. He's really got nothing to prove. So he's like, well, I think I'm gonna shoot at that vulture right over there. And he points to the closest vulture. And so he puts down his satchel, gets his Winchester out, cocks it, looks down scope, breathes deep, exhales, and pulls the trigger. And he hit with a 52 on a 72.
Good shooting, son.
Thank you.
I hope the other vulture begins eating the dead one.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Caleb is going to begin twitching his fingers by his hips. He's going to quickly snap his jacket wings back, pull his left gun out with his right hand, and his right gun out with his left hand. He's going to simultaneously aim at the 2 fish swimming in Cold Creek.
Awesome.
And he is going to unload all 6 rounds from each gun into those fish.
Oh my god.
And then he's going to say, looks like we having seafood tonight.
Oh no. That is a 100 on an 80, which is a crit fail.
That's not a
You
crit.
just mentioned something about this. It's the crittiest of crits.
Yeah, it's the worst roll. Oh my god.
I must have got some sand
This
in
could be
the
bad.
action.
Yeah, you wish.
So, oh wow, this is nuts. So you're gonna roll a D100. Now on the fumbles, you want a low score. On the crits, you want a high score. So you want as close to 1 as you can.
Is this the only crit fail?
No, you could have rolled an 88 or a 99,
Or 100?
but those are the only 3 numbers you could have rolled.
Yeah.
Out of 100, there were 3 choices.
Okay.
Fucking crazy.
So roll a D100,
Yeah, this is very important.
and I want a 1.
That you want the lowest score possible. Ooh,
Wow.
You rolled a 4. Okay, so all that happens is you fall down. I will even say that you actually do shoot the fish, but you just like slip and fall as you were doing your motion.
Oh, God damn trick knee.
Prudence is like, "Oh my God, are you right?"
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Just a little bit of a bruised pride, but this dang knee.
Tanner reaches over to grab your hand to help pull you out. Come on, Caleb.
Appreciate that, Tanner.
That's a heck of a shooting, though. It's a good shot. You got them both.
Yeah, well. Could have been a little smoother, but at least it wasn't life or death.
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't be playing with these guns. Maybe we should get back on the road.
I think that's a pretty smart idea, Prudence. I'm not quite sure what got into me there.
You guys okay to leave?
Yeah.
Tanner looks over and puts his gun on his shoulder and looks at the other vulture. And then he just goes, pow. And then he puts his gun back down and he goes back into the stagecoach.
Nice. So Jasper starts up the carriage again, and he says, "Get on in. Better sit you down before the pig man gets you down." That's just something I say.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, we heard you, Jasper.
Jasper, you want to tell us about the pig man?
Oh, sure. I'll tell you about the pig man. The pig man ride these canyons searching for victims. I tell you, there been disappearances in town. I think the pig man got them.
Really?
They take them back to the pig farm, and if you're lucky, they'll turn you into a pig man. But if you're not, they have you for dinner. They truss you up, and they put the maple syrup on your skin and rub it in real slow like. And then they jam an apple in your mouth. And then they talk to you real sweet, but they're gonna kill you. Anyway,
You ever seen a pig man, Jasper?
not yet, son, and boy, I tell you, if I do see one, it'll probably be the last thing I ever see. Anyway,
Tanner looks over at Caleb and he's like, shakes his head. No. He's like, something's not. He's something's wrong here.
I'm gonna talk to Shawn for a second, actually, too.
All right.
Okay, I'm talking to Shawn. One thing I thought about doing during this is almost having like the Office style like interviews, where it would just be like, so if you wanted to say something, just like ask you like what's your opinion of Caleb?
Oh yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah, just what are your thoughts currently?
He's like, oh man, these are some interesting folk. I got to admit, I didn't expect to see some of these people. That Jasper, he's clearly a lunatic, and Caleb, well, he's kind of a fancy pants, although he's a good shot. Seems like a good enough guy. And Prudence, she gossips a lot. She's a talker. She's a talker. So yeah, this is interesting. We'll see where it goes from here.
All right. So Jasper starts up the carriage again, and you return to bumping along through the canyon. Shadows are starting to creep down into the canyons as the afternoon sun begins its descent. The air begins to cool, but somehow feels more oppressive in the growing dark. But soon, the stagecoach breaks clear into more open sunlight again, and a glance back at the shadowy canyon makes you feel as though you've just escaped from a pair of huge and dark grasping hands. Prudence is talking to Caleb. She's like, that was some mighty fine shooting you did back there, but what happened? Did you just slip, or?
Well, I got this old injury in my knee, and sometimes it just gives out. Caught it back in Dodge. We had an Apache raid. But the Apaches weren't in the wrong. It was some cowpoke. They were stealing the Apaches' horses, and it got messy. I took one in the knee. Doctor did the best he could, but it still gives me a little bit of trouble.
That's too bad. Is that the only time you've ever been shot?
No, ma'am. But I can't talk about the other time. But it's in that novel I gave you.
Tanner, as Caleb is talking, you suddenly hear the glass of the stagecoach window shatter, and a wet spray hits Prudence in the face. And you look over her and see that there's bright red blood all over her face. And you think that somehow somebody has shot her, but then when you look closer, you realize, and she's freaking out. She's like, ah, ah, ah. As you look closer, you realize that there's actually someone has shot Caleb. There's an arrow sticking straight through his neck.
What the fuck?
He's still trying to talk, but it only comes out like... And his eyes go wide, and he's reaching for the arrow, trying to pull it out, and he flails, and in his panic, he stumbles against the stagecoach door, and it flies open, and before you can move, he's tumbled out the door, and the last thing you see are his feet disappearing over the side, and there's a sickening lurch as the carriage crunches over his body, and you realize with horror that the stagecoach has just ridden over his body, and he is dead.
Wait, what?
He did.
You said Caleb, right?
Yep. Caleb is dead. And I'm gonna need you to roll sanity.
What the fuck? What is sanity?
Psychology? How about psychology?
Okay. Roll psychology?
Sure. That is he has a 70 in psychology.
53 on a 70.
So that's a success?
That was a success,
But
yeah.
because of the terrible nature of what just happened, I'm going to still give you 1 point of sanity damage.
Is that lucidity?
Which is lucidity in this game. And so it's going to be, it goes from right to left.
Yeah, and I see the other one goes left to right. Yep.
Yeah.
Vitality and lucidity going in opposite directions.
Okay. Give me an observation roll.
I'll give you a fucking observation. 45 on a 70.
So outside of the stagecoach, you see a group of 3 riders on horseback. And as you look closer, you realize that they all have the faces of pigs. This seems impossible, but for better or worse, this is a group of pigmen that is here to kill you.
Oh my god. Am I gonna die?
And you gotta give me another sanity roll for witnessing this.
15 on a 70.
Which is a success. But again, I'm going to give you 1 point.
God damn it. Okay.
Prudence is just screaming her head off. Just, like to a hysterical degree. And Buck McCabe finally stirs out of his slumber because she is just screaming her head off 2 feet away from him. And what does he say?
Jeez, H. Crow, Prudence. What is wrong, woman?
They're dead. Killed. And she's got like blood all
Prudence,
over her face.
Are you hurt?
No, it's not me. It's out there. And Jay, as Buck McCabe, surprise guest star, give me an observation roll.
Was this the plan all along, or was this because Jay rolled that 100?
This was the plan. But when Jay rolled the 100, I was like, oh my god, is he going to kill himself?
Oh, shit. So this was always the plan. You bastards.
This was the plan. All right, sorry, observation roll.
Yeah, that was very well done, you sons of bitches.
Oh, where's observation? All right, Buck is rolling observation. He rolled a 42 on a 75 for a success.
I'm going to give you 1 point of sanity damage anyway, because as you look out, you see 3 riders on horseback aiming rifles and bow and arrows at the stagecoach, and they seem to have the faces of pigs.
Jasper? Step on it, friend. The pigmen are back.
Jasper's like, my god, I told you it's the goddamn pig man!
How fast can this thing go?
And he is like just slamming on the reins.
Holy shit.
And you guys are racing away.
Prudence, duck down. Clean yourself up, woman.
Sir, sir, what's happening here?
Looks like we're under attack by the pig man.
Who are you? Who are they?
Name's Buck. Sorry, I was sleeping one off. I own a saloon in town. You headed to Whiskey Ridge?
Yeah, I'm headed to Whiskey Ridge. What the hell are those pigmen?
They're kind of gaining on you, even as he's spurring the coach on as fast as he can go. They're just 2 horses, and they're pulling a lot of extra weight, so the horses are gaining. And as they get closer, one of them says,
Stop the coach! Stop the coach or we kill you all!
and Jasper shouts back to you guys, I don't know what to do. What do you fellas want me to do?
Keep driving them horses.
Keep going. Don't stop the coach. Tanner's gonna pop his head out the window and take it. He's gonna get his. He has a. How close are they at this point?
Well, if you're going into fight mode, we need to do initiative.
I'm ready to go into fight mode.
Can I say that Buck is like coming out of this stupor, and he's like just feeling around the coach, and he feels this really beautiful Colt Peacemaker engraved with Abel.
Nice.
And he says,
Okay, I'll let you.
This'll
keep,
do.
I'll let you keep 1. So the Cain fell out with Caleb, but you still have Abel. In your sheets, there is an initiative under your traits. How should that work? That's just gonna be. That's gonna be what it is.
We don't roll for it. That just is what it is.
I'm gonna roll a d20 for my guys, but yours is just gonna be that. You both have a 13, so why don't you roll d20? The higher will go first.
Okay. Buck rolled a 9.
Tanner rolled a 14. All right, I guess that's me.
It is Tanner's turn.
What kind of stagecoach is this? Is this like open at the top, closed at the top, if that even exists?
I picture it as closed on the top. I just opened it up
So we could see inside?
Yep.
Okay. He's going to basically stick his rifle out the window. He's going to kind of like scooch over here just a little bit and kind of put his elbow on the bench so that he can get a nice steady shot on this guy right down here with his 308.
The guy on the bottom, this guy?
Yeah, sorry, the guy at the bottom, to out the left of the stagecoach.
Okay. If you, we'll do it like Delta Green. If you take your turn to aim, you'll have a better chance next time.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Yeah, just saying in general.
Okay. I rolled a 29 on a 72.
All right, so you have shot him.
Now I've got to roll damage. I guess we called it a 1d10. Doing 8 points of damage.
It's a good wounding blow.
Cool.
Okay, Buck's turn.
Good shooting, friend.
Thank you, sir.
Buck quickly opens up his suitcase and takes out
A nuke.
a double-barrel 12-gauge percussion shotgun.
Whoa.
Made by Ethan Allen and Company. And he is going to basically make the same motions Tanner made and shoot out a window.
I don't know what you have there, but I have the shotgun. The range is 3 squares and negative 20 every square after that. I'll say this guy to the right side of the carriage is in the range, but no one else is.
Alright, I'm going to take a shot.
With a 56 score, you rolled a 95, which is a fail.
Still working that booze out, Tanner. Sorry, buddy.
That's good, friend.
So Prudence is kind of, she saw the way that you guys kind of sprang into action, and I think it's kind of snapping her out of it a little bit. She starts rummaging around in her satchel bag, and Buck actually knows this, but Tanner wouldn't. That she runs, or maybe it came up in conversation, she runs the apothecary shop in the town, and she's like, I think I might have something in here that might be able to help you guys. And she's looking through for some kind of elixir.
Awesome.
Energy drink. Both of you give me another another observation, please. Rolled a 56 on a 70, which is a success. A 14 on a 75, which is a success. What you notice this time is this guy in the middle. He appears to be in charge of the other 2 guys, and it's actually his turn. And you see him; he's got a bow and arrow. He kind of dips down and does something over here, and he reaches back up and aims at the stagecoach. And you realize that his arrow is on fire. But he does not take the shot yet. This guy at the bottom, he is the man who killed Caleb, and he has a bow and arrow as well. He's going to fire it at Jasper.
Jasper.
Take cover, Jasper.
Bow has a range of 9 squares. 1d6 damage. It's gonna be, I'll say, negative 20 to his attack, and I'll just tell you that he's got a 50, so he's got to do better than a 30 to hit.
Ooh.
which he does.
14 on a 30.
1d6 damage.
Oh, Jasper.
Oh, no.
5 points.
Jasper!
Jasper is pinioned like the wings of a butterfly in a collector's museum. This guy at the top actually has a rifle. He is going to shoot. He's also going to shoot at Jasper. He is in range. He's got a 50 to hit.
Oof.
Rolls a 24. 1d8 damage.
Oh my god, an 8.
Jasper!
Jasper is dead.
Oh no, that's not good.
Prudence, grab those reins. You're driving.
Grab the reins, Prudence.
Oh my god!
You can do this, girl.
You hear Jasper say, "The big man got me down!" as his lifeless body falls from the coach.
Grab that gold.
It's Tanner's turn.
He shoots at the same guy that he shot at last time.
And just for flavor, just think about the fact that while this is happening, you guys are just careening down through the canyons.
That's fine.
Like as fast as possible.
Yeah. Alright, success 34 on a 72. I'm going to roll a 1d10. 3.
That is enough. Describe your kill.
Oh, sweet. The already wounded pigman, from somehow having gathered up all of his last energy to take that first shot at Jasper, was on his last leg, and this came through and just blasted him like right in the dead center of the chest, and he just flew 15 feet back off the horse, and it rolled in the dust.
Give me one more observation check, both of you.
Good shot, Tanner.
Thank you. 14 out of 70.
6 on a 75.
Okay. As this guy flies off his horse, it looks like his face flew off as well.
Like his face is off.
Like his face. Oh.
Well, Tanner, the good news, if there is any, I don't think these are actually pig men. I think they're men wearing pig faces.
Yeah, I can see that. Bad news is they're shooting at us and our driver's dead.
No, it's still
Careening down
we're still in a bucket of bad news.
That's right.
Buck's turn.
Buck is going to take aim this turn to increase his next shot.
I like it. I'm also going to give you guys a plus 20 to any roll for the rest of the night.
Oh.
This is for essentially doing a great job with the descriptions of your characters at the beginning.
Thanks, Chad.
This guy back here has aimed, and he lets fly with an arrow that he has an 80 to hit.
Duck.
Jesus. Yeah.
Except, what you realize now is that he wasn't shooting at you, he was shooting at the stagecoach, and the stagecoach starts to catch on fire.
Perfect.
Fuck.
So you're now driverless with a flaming stagecoach. Prudence she tosses a. Let's say this in character. So Prudence has tossed each of you an elixir that will give you mechanically a +20 to your rolls out of her bag, and she says, "Good luck to you, boys. I'll do what I can."
Thank you,
And
Prudence.
she climbs out the window to try and take control of the stagecoach.
Thanks, Prudence.
You ain't got a gallon of water, do you? Put this fire out.
Don't! She yells back, "Don't pour what's in my bag on the fire. You won't like what happens."
I already drank it.
The pigman to the north with the rifle, he takes a shot at Prudence
God.
Oh, no.
with a 50.
Oh, no.
He rolled an 81, so he misses.
Oh, yeah.
And now it's Tanner's turn.
Tanner, I think you got to get that guy at our 6.
Yeah, all right. He adjusts ever so slightly to position his long arm out the back towards the guy on her 6 and looks down scope and fires. And has a success with a 29 on a 72.
Tanner, you were one hell of a shot.
Fuck, he just winged him and doing 1 point of damage. Sorry, we hit a bump there. I just missed him. Wait, was that a guy or is that a woman or a dude?
Describe this.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't know how
It's
to describe
honestly
that.
a little hard to tell. It's a person in a tan shirt with an orange wig and a pig face and I'll call it a revolver just for the old-timey sake. It's pretty terrifying.
Great set of teeth.
And this
Look
is
at those
the-
chompers.
This is the other guy.
Oh my God.
Oh, Jesus.
These are pig people. All right.
All right.
So you wing that guy. Buck's turn.
Buck, after taking aim, is going to shoot the pig man. And I believe I now have a 96. Is that correct? I'm at a +40.
Is your score...
I have a 56, but you
That's-
gave us a +20 and I took a turn to aim.
If you want to use that 20...
Oh,
you
we
don't
only
have
use
to
it.
use
We
that
only get
20.
it once.
Yeah.
Okay, no, I'm gonna roll on a 76.
Okay, from aiming.
33.
Ooh, that's a crit.
That's an ace success.
3 is a crit. Awesome. All right. Let's get that chart out again. Now this time, you want to roll as high as possible.
On a 100.
Yeah.
27.
27. You have shattered the rifle in his hands, as well as doing whatever damage you do.
I am using my shotgun, which is a 2d6.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm rolling a 2d6 for a 10.
Oh, you have also killed him.
Fucking nice job, Buck.
Thank you, Tanner.
So you just shred him and his weapon, and probably his horse with your shotgun. One more guy has kind of rolled in.
What?
Like they had set a trap with different waves of people, and so this guy has joined in, and so now there's 2 of them. The guy at the top has lit another arrow. He's going to fire it with a 60. 41. So he hits the stagecoach with his second flaming arrow, and the fire is growing. That new guy won't get to go yet. So Tanner's turn.
Serious question for you. When that guy lit the arrow last time, didn't he have to wait a turn before he got to do that, or did he do that all in one turn?
He was aiming.
He was aiming. Okay. Oh, I gotcha. All right. I'm gonna shoot at the flaming arrow guy. No, I'm gonna shoot at this new guy. Yeah, I'm gonna shoot at this new guy. Switch it up a bit.
That's not a penalty with your rifle, right?
It shouldn't be. It's just a quick adjustment on the seat.
I just mean it said something like closer than 6 is a penalty with your scope.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, he's exactly 6.
I'm going to say that's a -10.
I'm gonna take the shot anyway.
You also have your +20, but
I failed 94. Oh! I will not use that. +20.
so you basically rolled a 62 on a 94. Which is a fail.
Okay. Miss.
Book.
Can I scoot over to the other side of Tanner and shoot the purple guy?
Yes, but you have to describe which part of you rubs up against him.
Because we're having such a good bonding experience on our first meeting, I'm just going to give him a little slap on the shoulder as I go by. I'm saying, coming around the other side, Tanner.
Ah!
Yeah, alright, Buck.
And I am going to use my +20.
All right.
So I'm going to be rolling on a 76. Oh,
Yes.
man. Rolls a 7.
All right, 2d6.
Seven points of damage.
You light him up good, but he's still up.
He's a tough son of a bitch.
This guy's lighting up another arrow, and he's aiming.
Tanner, you reckon we ought to try to put this fire out?
Yeah, probably at some point, but... That's all that smoke. Oh, it's in my lungs. Gonna have to get that guy killed first.
All right. Prudence is going to try to grab the reins. I'm going to say... Oh, that's a drive check.
Good driving, Prudence.
Oh, wow. She did it. She had a 30 in that score, and she rolled an 8. So she has grabbed the reins and is stirred.
He started.
The horse is back on. This new guy who's just showed up, he is riding up, and he's gonna try and jump onto the stagecoach.
Do his injuries impact his movements at all?
Yeah, I'll give him a -10, so he's got 40 to do this.
Oh.
He rolls a 44.
Fumble.
That's a
Crit
crit
failure.
He's getting run over.
I'm gonna roll on the chart, but the chart might not make sense for this. So let's see what happens.
This wagon's rolling over all sorts of people today.
74 is the crit number.
Isn't that worse in a crit situation?
Yes.
Yeah. Cool.
So yeah, here's what happens. He jumps, at the stagecoach, but he misjudges, and his face actually comes smashing through the glass, and it just slices the entire side of his face open. And then he falls off his horse, and he is no longer in the fight. You don't know if he's dead or alive, but he is out of the fight.
Cool.
Prudence yells back, We're almost at Whiskey Ridge. You just gotta hold him off for one more minute.
Just for one more round.
You just keep stirring this wagon, girl.
Tanner's turn. Danny Tanner.
He scoots kind of just to the other side over here and pops his head out the other direction and fires his rifle at that dude over there.
Oh!
Success 2 on a 72, so that's cool. And he does 8 points of damage. Yes!
Ooh.
Good shooting, son.
Yeah, you lit him up. He is, his horse is getting closer, but he's, like, barely holding on to it.
Awesome. Alright, finish him off, Buck.
I'll try my best. I'm just gonna place my shotgun off the back bench seat, take aim, and shoot this motherfucker. 10 on a 56. For 2d6, 5 points of damage.
Describe your kill.
He lays that shotgun across the back of the bench seat. He squeezes the trigger, and it hits center mast of that pig farmer. And the load doesn't even have a chance to spread because the proximity is so close, and it just blows a hole through the center chest of this thing. They tumble off the back of that horse and are just dragged in the stirrup. And I say, that's what we call the devil's washboard. And your face drags along the dirt, and you're stuck in your horse.
That's great.
And just as he's falling out, you turn around and you see that as dusk is starting to settle over the area, you see the glow of lights approaching, and you realize that you have just entered the town of Whiskey Ridge.
Awesome.
Prudence slowly lets the stagecoach come to a halt, and she practically falls out of the driver's seat. She says, "Oh my God, we made it! Oh, thank you, boys."
Great job, Prudence.
Tanner, meanwhile, jumps out and, like, takes his duster off and starts slapping the fire that's on the back of the carriage, trying to put the fire out.
I think that's a lost cause. Oh, poor old Jessup. He won't be needing it anymore.
Well, that was quite the ordeal. Tanner, Prudence, drinks on the house, the Silver Dollar Saloon.
Ciao!
Where's the pig, man? Get out of here. Stop.